What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Total Swans TV. This is your match preview for the Swansea City versus Leeds United match on Sunday at 1:30. Huge game, another massive game in the race for the playoffs, and of course for Leeds and their title chase. Automatic promotion is on the cards for Leeds. They require only 6 more points, or a 6-point turnover away from Brentford in third place, and then they are guaranteed promotion to the Premier League for the first time in almost 2 decades. So that is going to be a huge opportunity for them to try and rack up a few more points. Of course, they're going to be trying to go for maximum points now. There's 12 points available. They need 6. They've got some difficult games. They've got us, Barnsley, Derby and Charlton. So games that are certainly all winnable, but a couple of games in there which they could possibly lose. But obviously Bielsa will be well drilled, so will his squad, and they will look to try and pick up maximum points over those next 4 games and try and finish as champions, which they thoroughly deserve, in my opinion. This season they have been leaps and bounds above the rest of the teams in the league. But again, Brentford are chasing down those automatic spots. West Brom and Leeds are alternating between themselves. First and second places constantly, especially since the restart has been swapped and changed between the two. Brentford haven't got in there just yet, but I feel if they do get that opportunity and they do creep into the top 2, they're not going to let go of it. But for me, I think Leeds will probably win the league. And on current form and the way things are going, I haven't quite checked West Brom's remaining fixtures, but I think Brentford may very well sneak into that automatic spot. Playoff spots are still open. A lot of teams can still move around, but there's pretty much 6th place is the only real spot left for Cardiff, ourselves, and Derby to try and get into. So huge games again this weekend. As I say, there's 4 games left of the season for every team. 12 huge points. 4 final games, 4 finals for every single one of those clubs. As I say, some difficult games for Leeds. The Swans have got some very difficult games. The next 2 obviously being Leeds, Forest. We've then got Bristol City, and then we've got Reading to finish off the season. So some difficult games. Cardiff also have a handful of difficult games, and so do Derby, and they still have to play each other. So points to be dropped and lots of points to be picked up. Hopefully the Swans can get maximum points starting on Sunday, and then go on against Forest. I think it's on Tuesday or Wednesday night. So as I say, if you watched the Leeds game last night against Stoke, what a display, what a performance. Completely controlled the game from start to finish. Only 1-0 up at half-time. It could have been a few more. It was a penalty just before the half-time whistle. So they went in at half-time 1-0 up. Bielsa then decided to make a change at half-time, bringing off Tyler Roberts and putting on the wonder kid, the magic man, Pablo Hernandez. We know what he's capable of, what he did for us in the Premiership, and he has continued that at Leeds, obviously, over the last couple of seasons. And 1-0 up at half-time, you bring on somebody like Pablo, a creative player, a football genius of the mind. He can pick those passes which not an awful lot of players can find. And I was actually watching one of the Leeds channel's live streams at the time, and at halftime when he came on, I said this will be 3-0 by the 60th minute. 56th minute, they've just scored their 3rd goal. They go on and win the game 5-0, and to be fair to them, they completely picked Stoke apart. I think it's after the Hernandez goal, the camera shoots to the caretaker manager of Stoke, puff of the cheeks, shake of the head, shrug of the shoulders, has no idea what to do, how to defend against that Leeds team. Fingers crossed Cooper has a bit more of a plan and some sense about it for Sunday. It's going to be a very difficult game, as we know any game in this league is, but playing top of the table, championship chasing Leeds United, it's going to be even more difficult. The game at Ellen Road at the start of the season was something very special for us Swans fans. It was a great day out, a fantastic snatch and grab 3-point victory. Overall, I thought we deserved it, given that we defended really well. We threw our bodies on the line. We got some very important blocks in, and Leeds did not score. We took our opportunities. We came home with the 3 points. The squad's completely different to what they were back then. We obviously had Sam Surridge to bring on. We also had Borja Baston playing for us. We didn't have the likes of Brewster, Gallagher and Gaihi. But we also then had a fit Joe Rodon and Van der Horn. Van der Horn will probably, in my opinion, I think he'll start on the weekend. Obviously, he's been on the bench the last couple of games, returning from injury and nursing that. He didn't feature against Birmingham, but he came on against Wednesday in the second half. As I say, as for Leeds, their squad has changed an awful lot. There's a few players that started that game and the start of the season were making regular appearances. Now that has completely changed. Their bench is super strong, like the likes of Alioski sitting on the bench. You have Pablo Hernandez that you're able to bring on. They've got some quality. They've got some fantastic players there, and they're very, very dangerous. Each and every one of them has an ability to change the game, which is what you need in a team chasing promotion to the Premier League. But as I say, these are the top goal scorers. These are the main performers for each team as far as goals go. Bamford obviously sitting at the top for Leeds, and then Andre Ayew for the Swans. Very, very similar in goals scored there. Quite a few involvements in assists as well. Then you have Pablo Hernandez, 7 goals, 7 assists, involved in 14 this season. Then Klitsch, 7 goals, 5 assists. Then you have Ryan Brewster on 8. He's got those 8 in the last 16 games, 4 in the last 5, so fantastic run of form for him. And then George Byers also with the 5 goals. So as I say, there are goals in these teams. I would expect quite a few goals on Sunday. If I'm honest, this is not going to be a boring 0-0 result. If it is, then wow, I would not have seen that come in. I really do think there's going to be at least 3 or 4 goals in this game. Hopefully for the good for the Swans, and not a 4-0 victory for Leeds. So obviously we've had now 5 games since the return of football. Form and performances do now take an effect, and you can look at them a bit more, and you can look into the stats a little bit more. And as you can see, just on the recent form, the last 5 games, it's exactly the same for the Swans and Leeds. 1 loss, 1 draw, and 3 victories for each side. When football returned, their first game, Leeds lost to Cardiff. They do not have a great time in South Wales. Again, let's hope that continues on Sunday. The Swans started off fantastic against Borough, and then a poor performance against Luton. Leeds last time out, as I say, last night, absolutely annihilated Stoke. So that will be very interesting to see if we can adapt to what Leeds throw at us all game. For the Swans, it was a fantastic 3-1 victory at St Andrews against Birmingham. Ryan Brewster getting on the score sheet once again. Jay Fulton getting a goal from a short corner, and then Ben Cabango getting his first league goal for the Swans. Again, waiting around in the box, picking up on the scraps. All right, took 2 deflections, one on his way to Cabango and then one on his way to goal. But you've got to be in those positions to get those opportunities, and he took it fantastically. As I say, it's going to be a really, really difficult game. I'm really looking forward to it. My nerves are going to be shot on the day, especially if we go 1-0 up, and we're going to try and hang on to that. It's going to be a very interesting stream. With that, I will be live streaming it over on my channel on Total Swans TV. So hit the subscribe button now, hit that bell notification, and you will then get a notification when the game and the live stream goes live. Come on over for the watch along. It is thoroughly entertaining. I really enjoy doing it. Interact with the chat as well. So come on over, check it out. As I say, I will be live streaming that game on this channel. I was planned to be featuring over on a Leeds channel, but they want to try and get on as many Leeds fans and content creators for Leeds as possible. Completely understandable with their promotion push. They want to get as many of their own fans on. That's fantastic. All the best to that stream, and all the best to Leeds after Sunday in their promotion push. I really hope we can sort of derail that momentarily and keep our playoff push live and kicking. So for a predicted lineup and an idea of what I've sort of considered for Sunday that maybe would work, is still 5 at the back, but it's 3 centre backs with obviously Van der Horn returning. He likes to push out of that centre back position with the ball. He is a ball playing centre back, so fingers crossed, as he did at Ellen Road, he can try and get up the pitch a couple of times and bring in the wingers and the attacking players a bit higher up the pitch. Stuck with the same back 4, stuck with the same attack. The only change is I've taken out Norton for Van der Horn. Cabango deserves to stay in, and I think he would have anyway. It's a strong team. It is a very strong team. Then the bench is also, it complements that as well. There's a lot of attacking players on there, not many defenders. As the one defender on the bench I would predict would be Norton, and obviously then Mulder, and then it would just be midfielders and attack, and it's a very, very strong attacking midfield that we've got. Predictions for the game, as I say, I think there's going to be 3 or 4 goals in this. I'm going to go for a very nervy 2-1 win for the Swans. I want to be positive, I really do, which is why I've gone for that sort of result. But the performance is going to have to match it. We're going to have to defend backs to the walls against Leeds for majority of this game. It's not going to be all-out attack. The counter-attack is going to be very slow. It's going to be a lot of build-up play, a lot of possession football. Hopefully, if we can have the opportunity at that, and then I think we'll be able to grab 1 or 2 goals with the threat that we have up top with Brewster and Andre. Matt Grimes again has been fantastic. When he's come on the other week, Selena was brilliant. He sort of changed the game. We've got some impact players on the bench, so hopefully Cooper makes those changes. Hopefully we need to make those changes in a sense of, if we do need to hold on to the game, then make the right changes. If we do need to chase the game by 1 goal, get those attacking players on, get as many chances as we can on goal, and one of them will go in. So again, as I say, I'm really, really hopeful for Sunday. I am confident. It's going to be nervy. I really hope it goes our way. I'm confident for this playoff push. There's so many ups and downs that can happen over the next couple of weeks. Whatever the results, it's Leeds. So stick with Cooper, stick with the players. Let's not get on their back straight after on social media unless we take an absolute thumping, and criticism then would be deserved. But let's not abuse anybody. Let's keep it clean. Let's hope for a very good performance and a positive result. 2-1 the Swans. We're going to charge up and we're going to put that pressure on Cardiff. We're going to push into that 6th place spot. They're playing tonight. Hopefully they bottle it. Come on, the Swans. As I say, guys, it's going to be an exciting end to the season. Let's hope it's a positive one. Get on board for the journey. Hit that subscribe button. Share the live stream on Sunday. Let's enjoy it. Put your score predictions down below, guys. That's going to be it for this preview. Have a fantastic weekend. Obviously, scores depending with the Swans. And I will catch you on the next one, guys.